Hi there! Today I will show you how I create flat lays for my product pictures and how I edit them with Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom. These product pictures will be made for my shop update that is live now. I am so excited because I haven't released new products in a long time and I cannot wait to share more. These product pictures are currently uploaded on Etsy and my own website. I will give you a couple of tips and tricks and show you my process. First, I show you the camera that I use. My camera is quite basic. I think it is actually a perfect camera for when you are just starting out because it is not super expensive and the settings are not difficult to work with. This is the basic lens. When I bought this camera, I also got this camera lens. This is perfect for macro photography. I've also used it quite often to take portraits. What I really like about this lens is that it captures a lot of light in dark rooms as well, and while it captures the main product or person perfectly well, the background will be quite blurry and perfect in balance, if you ask me. Do not forget to shoot your pictures in RAW format, and that way the quality of the pictures remain the best and it's easier to edit them later in the process. Think about which essentials you need for your product pictures. Perhaps you don't need a lot, but I bought a couple of large sheets of color paper to use as a backdrop. You can buy this at a local craft store, for example, in a copy shop or online. You can also create your own backdrop by pinning a large sheet of paper. For a picture, I always think about the prompts I could add to make something look more interesting. Of course, you have to be honest about your product or service and you should not overdo it, but a picture often looks more interesting once you add color variations that reinforce each other. You could also add different structures. Think of adding paper as well as a piece of wool. I usually just switch around things until I'm satisfied with the results. I always try and experiment with different angles. If you want to promote a certain product, it is important that you do not only show the front. The sides and background are important as well because a possible customer is often more invested in a product once it is captured in multiple ways. Also, if you are thinking about starting your webshop on Etsy or another platform, it is recommended to upload short videos of your products as well, because viewers and possible customers can get an even better idea what they can expect in the mail once they order from you. And before we start editing the pictures, I would advise you to work as structured as possible. If you have a lot of products that you want to photograph, make sure you create a list beforehand to check off. Write down any last minute thoughts to make sure you can work neatly and your mind is clear. Product photography takes quite a long time. If you can, make sure that you plan the time carefully. Try to prevent interruptions such as calls or other appointments in between. Let the editing begin. Once I've taken a bunch of pictures, I open Lightroom and start changing a couple of things. I often make the pictures lighter and brighter, I add shadows, saturation, or I make the picture warmer. The great thing about Lightroom is that once you are satisfied with your selections, you can save it as a preset and you are able to use the same preset of each picture with just one click. This makes it really easy to edit pictures with the same settings and it saves you a lot of time. After that, I open Photoshop. With this app, I erase any marks, stains, or other things that should not be in the picture. I use the clone stamp for this or just the regular retouching brush. When you upload a picture on a platform, for example on your own website, the picture should not be large because in that case it might take a lot of time for it to load on screen. You want to prevent that from happening because it might be the reason why possible customers click your website page away. The picture should be under 2 megabytes or even below 1 megabyte to make sure that doesn't happen. I use Photoshop to resize my picture, but you could also use free apps such as Paint to do the same. Now I want to show you this trick. Perhaps you would like to create product pictures, but you haven't printed anything yet because you have no idea how good it will sell and how many copies you need. In that case, it might be nice to create a mockup version. A mockup is basically a full-size model of a design or device used for product presentations or other purposes. Think of it as a means of showing off what your design will look like when it's put out into the real world. So I took this picture of 2 white sheets of paper and I open it in Photoshop. I'm now adding a rectangle. I use Command-T or Control-T for Windows users. Now I can change the shape however I like to each direction I want. Once you are satisfied, you have to double click on the layer of the rectangle you would like to edit, change it to a smart object, and double click again to edit the content. Now you can place the picture you would like to be in the frame, delete the rectangle, save the file, and see the result. I am now doing the same thing for the second piece of paper. To make it look more realistic, you can make the white pages brighter in relation to the background. I'm not sure if my way is the fastest or smartest way, but I select only the pages and I copy the layer, so it's an extra layer on top of the original picture. I delete everything that is part of the background, think of shadows, and in that case I am able to brighten the page, but I do not brighten the background. This is a really quick way to make a mockup, but I just think this is a really good solution if you do not yet want to print anything before you list it in your shop. There we go. Now you can save the file as an image and you are ready to upload it. That marks the end of this video as well. I want to thank you for watching and I hope you learned something new or that you are inspired to create your own product pictures. If you would like to, you are now able to check my shop update with all the new stuff you have seen in this video. I will put the link in my description as well. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye!